I wanted to talk a little bit today about this concept known as the victim mentality and the idea that if we stay self-identified in that victim mentality for a substantial period of time, it can really keep us stuck and it can keep us in one place and it can prevent us from moving forward. And that is certainly not to diminish anything that's ever happened to ourselves or anybody else. And I'm not speaking to anybody in particular here. This is just something that I've been listening to in terms of like audiobooks and podcasts. And I tend to agree with this sentiment, and that's why I'm sharing it today. And I agree with the idea that even though we've all been victimized by something at some point, and some of us, this isn't to diminish anybody's victimization or trauma that you've, maybe suffered or somebody has suffered in the past, because there are some people out there that have been through incredibly terrible circumstances and traumatic events, and I certainly don't want to diminish that or anything. But I do tend to agree with the idea that at some point, we have to recognize that it's not productive or helpful to self-identify with the victimization that happened to us or the trauma that happened to us. So if we identify with what's happened to us, then it's very easy to slip into this mindset where we think we're just a victim of circumstance and that nothing we do will change our circumstance. And this eliminates our ability to enact our own personal agency. Agency for change, agency for improvement, agency for transcending and moving past the things that have happened to us, in spite of the things that have happened to us. And this can really keep a person stuck, and it can be almost addictive to start identifying with the victimization mentality and the traumatic thing that happened to us. And we start to get to a place where we feel like we can't do anything to change our circumstance, and that's usually not the case. Even in terms of just reframing, it's such a powerful tool, just being able to reframe and redefine what happened to us and find purpose in the pain that's happened to us and the pain that we've maybe felt at some point. And it can be very empowering to enact our own agency and put one foot in front of the other and start changing things for the better, if that's what we hope to do. And it's not just for us, it's for everybody else around us too, because if we start to improve, then we it's like a radiating effect. Everybody starts to improve because we're improving. And this is why it's important to improve. Self-improvement is important for that reason, because it's not just us, it's everybody else. It's ourselves and everybody else is both, which is really difficult to take in sometimes, because two things can be true at the same time. But the main point of this video is just to remind, or hopefully, if anybody is not aware of this type of thought process. I mean, this is something that they teach you in therapy oftentimes too. They'll go through something that was difficult or traumatic that happened to you, and then we try to figure out how to develop the self-efficacy and the agency to move and transcend beyond that. Because a lot of times people go to therapy because they're feeling stuck and they're trying to fix something, or they're trying to change something for the better. So yes, we've all been victimized in some way, shape, or form, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to identify as a victim for the remainder of our lives. We can push past it, and oftentimes, because of the hard things that have happened to us, we can make meaning of the pain that we've endured, and it can help us move forward in a really productive and proactive way. So if you want to talk more about that, or just have questions about nutrition or fitness, hit me up. I'd love to chat. All right, take care.